A massive welcome to East London Grand Prix Circuit for round 5 of the Extreme Festival. Making their way out to the circuit right now. The first category of the day is the DOE Formula Vs, and a big battle expected amongst them. We already saw some action during the weekend amongst the Formula V competitors, and really looking forward to some great fights as always amongst this highly competitive class. We managed to catch up with these guys just before they made their way out to the circuit and saw what was happening with their Bridgestone Grid Scramble. Welcome to DOE Formula V's Grid Scramble and Lucky Draw. It's amazing that they've got these sponsors behind them that give out these very awesome prizes. First prize today goes to Peter. He's got the fastest lap from yesterday, so let's get Pete up here. Congratulations, buddy. 1:33, that's a pretty decent lap around here, I've got to tell you. And these are actually going to be a bit concerned. We've got 2 lucky prizes as well, courtesy of Bridgestone. Tell you who they're going to go to. See, it does help to come late, Roy. And Lionel Jensen gets the other one. Well done. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Greg got one. I told you Greg got one. I'll say no more. There you go, guys. Put them up there. Well done. And good luck for today. There you have it. That's how they do it for the lucky draw. And of course, everything goes according to plan. Getting some information thrown my way as well from Ivan the Terrible. Gazoo Racing Colored Mirrors. Oh, okay. That's fine. Thank you very much. That's awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Ivan. Enjoy your day as well, bud. As we see Formula V's making their way down the beach straight, down towards Gate Corner and into the complex for the first time. Awesome to see a massive East London crowd here today, and looking forward to some phenomenal race action. My queen's in the house. She's just joined us along with Luke Selby. Stephen and Bronwyn are in the house as well. They should be here. I thought they would be here. And then Jodie's here, of course, down in Cocobana. Things are looking good. They certainly are. Good morning, everybody. Big welcome here to Brendan Kelly as well. The weather is absolutely perfect. You can't ask for better. A little bit of a cool breeze, trying to keep the rain away. Hopefully there's going to be no rain today. But Brendan Kelly, let me tell you something. You should be here, bud. This is going to be one of the best race days we've had at the East London Grand Prix Circuit in a long time. Just trying to get everything else sorted out here in my little studio too. We've got race action happening on track. We've also got race action happening all around as well, with the live stream that's going out on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So if you've joined us from all around the country and all around the world, a massive welcome to you. And we certainly hope you're going to have a great day with us here today. Bullets in the house as they get cars lining up on the grid now for their first race in anger. It's one of 3 races today for Formula V's, and it's great to see that the initiative has moved together to put Formula V into the National Championship categories once again, and part and parcel it. What does the N in the name stand for? Class, I'm not sure. Voter, I'll have to have a check and see. I'll wait until I get to G&H Transport before I get to N. It might be a national or previous national class in the N class. GT3 is a national class, that's what it is. The GT3 is a national class, so hopefully that's what the N stands for if Voter Rus is listening to us. Also looking forward to race action now between all the other categories here today. We've got Toyota Gazoo Racing Cup, we've got the Comcare Volkswagen Polo Cup, we've got Global Touring Cars and GDC Super Cup. We've got the Sunbed ZX10R Masters Cup with Red Square sponsoring them, and NGK Spark Plugs and Bridgestone Tyres. And looking forward to some great action as well from the big bangers. G&H Transport Extreme Supercars are here in full flight as well. So that's the kind of race action expect to see today here from an awesome, perfect day for racing at the East London Grand Prix Circuit. Away they go down towards turn 1, and it looks like it's going to be a big fight on there between Greg Wilson and Gert van der Berg. They were on the front rows, they head down there and they are side by side. The 2 teammates absolutely evenly matched, heading towards the infamous Potter's Pass for the first time. And on the inside, it's going to be Wilson in the 7 car who gets the whole shot and heads into turn 1 Potter's Pass right on his tail. Fantastic start from Peter Hills. He was fastest yesterday getting around the circuit in a 1 minute 33 in a Formula V. That is an absolutely awesome time. And you can see side by side out of Rifle, that could end up in tears as they come under braking. Here comes Lionel Janssen on the brakes, looking for a chance to squeeze through, maybe getting on the inside of Hills into Kochabana. It's a change up between 1 and 2 as Gert van der Berg used a little bit of slipstream to get ahead of Wilson now as they get onto the beach straight for the first time. All of them going to the right hand side, trying to avoid the little bit of wind that is out there. I did say to you there was a little bit of wind on the circuit and around the track, and it will certainly affect these little cars without any wings and slicks on. But no worries at all for them so far as they come into gate corner and into the complex for the first time. Heading into the complex and out of the complex now, you can see just how hard it is going to be for them. 911 coming into play there as well. Great to see race action right through the field, but keep an eye on that little 911 car. It's certainly a machine that Josef Kotzer wants to get a little bit higher up. Here comes a challenge for the lead once again from Wilson. Wilson diving on the inside, front and back, has to give way there. Theo Vermaak in the mix as well in the association class. Looks like he might be leading out that association category class at the moment as they come through to complete lap number 1. Hopefully when they complete lap number 1, we'll get live timing, and we do. Here they come, across the line, front and back from Janssen. Lucian Ramchanda in the Liqui Moly car, across the line in third, but it's Theo Vermaak who's in there as well. What a start here from these guys, absolutely amazing to see how hard they are pushing, but it's Wilson, Van der Berg and Lionel Janssen. Lucian Ramchanda right behind him as they head down into Rifle corner again. As you can see in the background, hardly any breeze and not a lot of white horses out on the ocean either. One of the most picturesque circuits ever in the world to go racing at, but you don't get a chance to see it when you're behind the wheel of a race car. You've got to take into account that you've got so much race action to look after and to ensure that you can stay on track and in the mix here for possible wins and victories all day long. So we've got a couple other people who've joined us now from all around the world. A massive welcome to all of you as well. Thank you so much for your support. You have joined us at the Real Extreme Festival, the real festival of motoring and motorsport in this country. And we're putting on a show of note right from the word go here from DOE and Start My Cars Formula V category. Andy Owens, Richard Moore, Robert Moore I should say, Jan Boyson, Jody Collins, Tiny's in the house, Landy Sinden's here too. So all the usual suspects and a couple more come into play here today for race action on race 1 of round 5 of this Extreme Festival. Up to second is Lionel Janssen. Now Janssen's had a fantastic run over the last couple of races. He certainly has been a man on the move in terms of looking for a championship win at the end of 2022. They've got 8 laps to go as they cross the line this time, 2 down. And it's Janssen who just squeezes out and gets ahead of Gert van der Berg. Van der Berg comes back at him, and here comes Wilson. Wilson's in there as well. Wilson now back into the lead into Potter's Pass. Amazing stuff here from Formula V's. There's 6 cars. Make that 9 cars. The first 9 cars all in with a chance of taking a victory here. Incredible to see Theo Vermaak up in the 6th place overall there, tucked in between the 2 Hills boys. Here they come under braking, 4 abreast into Kochabana. The 10 car is Ramchanda, and Ramchanda's on the inside of the champ. Is that Van der Berg dropped down 1 place? Yes, he is. He's dropped down into 4th there by Lucian Ramchanda's out-braking maneuver into Kochabana corner. Not a bad start there from these guys as they head onto the beach straight away now. See the long shot here on the beach straight and into gate corner. As they come through the complex now, this is where things could change up dramatically. And usually by this stage, those Bridgestone tyres are now up to race temperature. So it's time to start getting the move on. Jaco Schricks is starting to do that as well. Schricks, you remember, coming back from a big injury, hasn't quite got up to full race pace that we normally see from Schricks. But he certainly is loving life back at the wheel of his race car after a long time out after that injury on a motorcycle. On the brakes up into Beacon. There's a move from Hills. Hills on the inside of Ramchanda and returns the favour. So there's a move up there from Peter Hills up into 3rd. Ramchanda back down to 4. Slipstream City now as they go through and complete lap number 3 of 10. Janssen, Ramchanda, Van der Berg, Hills, Schricks, Van der Linde. Sean Van der Linde's in the mix there as well. And coming through there you can see some manoeuvring happening, but Jaco Schricks is certainly on the move there as well, starting to put in the good laps. None of them in the 33s just yet that we saw out of Peter Hills yesterday. Top 5, make that top 6 all in the 1 minute 34s. Theo Vermaak made a mistake somewhere on track. He's dropped down to 9th. He's actually out of the top 10 now. He dropped down to 10th place, so maybe he's had an issue somewhere on track. He was in this pack. Just going to look for that yellow car just in the background as he comes through Cocobana. It certainly looks like Vermaak has made a mistake. Yeah, he's dropped right out of it. Some kind of issue there for Theo as he went around on that last pass. Possibly up at Beacon Corner. We didn't quite get it, but needless to say, he has dropped out of this lead pack of 6. This is fantastic race action here. You can see Brandon Hills now starting to put the pressure onto the back end of that field. It's Van der Berg. He's on the tailpiece of Van der Berg doing the same thing there to Ramchanda. Peter Hills has moved up to second ahead of Lendl Janssen now as they go through the sweep. Heading up onto the back straight up towards Beacon Corner. Peter Hills pulls out of the slipstream, looks for a way to go through into the lead. Not quite close enough though to make it stick and get past Wilson. Wilson hangs on for now. Van der Linde and Shricks just behind that. And you can see them coming down. Yusuf Kotze. And there's Theo. Theo Vermaak just behind Yusuf Kotze in the 911 car. So whatever went wrong there for Theo, it's a big pity we lost him. He was having an absolutely amazing run. And in a position that we don't normally see him in, but it's great to see him up there. No doubt about it. Walker, Christophe, and El Camino are in the house as well. Welcome, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying all the action so far. And look at this. It's 2x2 going into Rifle Corner. You don't want to be doing that. You need some big cojones to go through turn 1s absolutely flat. And the touch! Ramchanda makes a big mistake, goes up the back end. And looks like that was on the back end of Kurt van der Berg. He's made a huge mistake, and the Liqui Moly car is being sent to the sidelines. He's going to get back on track, but he's going to tuck in just behind Theo Vermaak. Have to watch as he comes onto the circuit as well, because there's a little bit of a lip there that you can catch a very low-slung single-seater on. But what a maneuver there from Lucian Ramchanda, trying to get under braking, trying to avoid the car. And I think he may have tagged onto the back there of Wilson, because Wilson seemed to be dropping by the wayside. It was one of those Start My Car DOE machines. And hopefully Paulie got that. We can have a look at it on an action replay, but certainly some big action there, and you do not want to be locking wheels in single-seaters, particularly under braking into Cocobana. You'll probably end up on the beach. Unbelievable, that's how it goes. But it's opened up a massive margin now for Hills, and by the looks of things, Lendl Janssen. They stayed out of that little bit of fracas. Wilson has dropped back down into 5th, so I'm assuming that he was the car that might have been tagged. See if we can get that action replay for you as soon as we can, but here they go. Another lap down. It's a halfway stage. It's Hills and Janssen ahead of Van der Berg, but it's a big 3-second gap now down to Gert van der Berg. And things have changed up there dramatically after that little incident between Ramchanda and one of these lead cars. Sure. So, avoiding action being taken by some of them. Back down into Cocobana they go, and this is where things could potentially end the race, because the gap has opened up now between 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, and unfortunately it looks like we didn't quite get that action replay, so we'll have to wait and see if we can get it a bit later on. Maybe we'll get it a little bit later on, but as you can see them now coming back into gate corner. Peter Hills is showing his dominance. 1 minute 33s are what he was doing in qualifying in practice yesterday. He's into the 33s now, but so are Lendl Janssen and Gert van der Berg and Brandon Hills. So we got 3 cars down into the 133s. Lucian Ramchanda also into the 33s as well, but unfortunately he's dropped right out of it, as you could see after that incident down at Cocobana Corner. They come up towards Beacon now, and under braking, as you can see, it's pressure coming from Lendl Janssen. He's waiting. He's not going to go too soon because he knows Peter has got some great pace. So as they come across the line now, they'll be completing 6 and they'll have 4 to go. Top 2 pulling away now, almost 4 seconds up the road from Van der Berg, Hills and Wilson. But Lendl Janssen in that Bull Securities and Silver Lakes Volkswagen Formula V, trying to find a way past on the Mangaza racing machine of Peter Hills. Janssen was quickest on that last pass. 32.5. Wow, that's a fast lap around here in the Formula V. 32.8 looked good from Peter Hills as the leader, but a 32.5 behind him now puts him into the fastest lap this weekend in Formula V for Lendl Janssen. Janssen is on a flyer here, there's no doubt about it, and he is looking good. This is how he wants to try and be taking victories and taking championships. He has had a phenomenal run over the last couple of rounds of this championship, and he's looking for more of the same here in East London. Hills is going to make it very difficult for him, though. He's not going to give this up without a fight. Peter Hills, Lennell Janssen, Gert van der Berg, that's how it stands as they come out of the complex and head up towards Beacon Corner on the 7th lap. Parked on the sideline up that back straightaway. Is that possibly Greg Wilson's car? I'm not quite sure. We're not getting close enough to look and see who it is. Driver's on the sideline. And I can't see the driver, unfortunately, but there you go. Another lap completed. Just want to run through and see. Is that possibly Jaco Schricks? I think it might be Jaco Schricks. It might be Jaco Schrick who's parked on the sideline there. Maybe he's just starting to feel the effects of lack of time at the saddle. And with that injury he had after that motorcycle crash, maybe he's starting to feel the effects. It is quite a bumpy circuit that we play on here today. Here we go, through the right-hander at Potters. One of the most infamous corners in motorsport in the world. Potters Pass, you have to have some big cojones to get that right. And you can see now, when they go 3x3 into Potters or 3x3 into Rifle, the next corner at turn 2, you need to have your wits about you. And Brandon Hills is trying to keep 2 cars behind him. The 2 teammates are hounding him. Wilson versus Van der Berg versus Hills. Right now, it's advantage Hills for 3rd place. I don't think there's enough time for them to catch the top 2, but the fight is certainly on there for 3rd. 1 and 2 come into the complex. Lennell Janssen, as I said, I think is just biding his time. I think he knows exactly when he can pounce, and if he does time it to perfection, the win is on the cards here. Haley Fourie, Wessel Smit and Jan Bester have joined us as well from wherever they are around the world. Big welcome to all you guys on our YouTube and Facebook streams. We're going to be streaming the entire day's race action today. 3 races of Formula V's. We've got 2 Global Touring cars, 2 GDC Super Cup, 2 Sunbet ZX10R Masters Cup motorcycle races. We have 2 InvestCam Formula 1600s and of course 2 Comcare Volkswagen Polo Cup. And the big bangers will be out twice today as well with the G&H Transport Extreme Supercars. All those proudly brought to you of course by Two Wheels TV and up to 60 seconds. And courtesy of Link Online to bring you all the action on our live stream feed all around the world. We're into the penultimate lap. And Hills is hanging on for now ahead of Janssen. Oh, is he? No, he's not. Janssen's got through. Lennell Janssen has just pounced with a lap and a half to go. Possibly good timing there from his point of view. Wilson is now back up ahead of Brandon Hills as Brandon tries to go on the inside of him into Kookabanna. So it's on. 1 and 2 are fighting hard. 3, 4 and 5 fighting even harder. And anybody of those 5 cars could end up on the podium still. Listen, Sean van der Linde could end up on the podium as well if something goes wrong between these first 5. Absolutely brilliant stuff here. This is how we do things at Extreme Festival, the real motorsport festival in this country. Doing an amazing job here to bring you all the action on the categories racing today at round 5 here at the East London Grand Prix circuit. And as I said, absolutely fantastic to see all the crowds right round the circuit enjoying the action here live and back on track. It's fantastic to see that now that things have opened up again, we're getting back to normal. We've got 1 to go. What is Lennell Janssen going to have to do to keep Peter Hills at bay? Across the line they come. Down towards turn 1, Potters Pass. And it is on. Big time. Big time here between these competitors for what is going to be the race action today from Formula V. They are side by side into Rifle. Peter Hills is on the inside of Rifle, outside for Lennell Janssen. He's going to run a bit wide. Oh, that might have had to get him come off the throttle slightly. I think he did. And that's given Peter just a slight advantage to dive back into the lead. So it's Hills now, leading onto the beat straight. Janssen straight into his slipstream, looking to return the favour as they get to the end of that beat straight away. Hills will hug that inside line. Won't give him any room to go in the inside of gate corner into the complex. Behind that, just as exciting as Brandon Hills applies the pressure onto the back end and looking for a way through there on Gert van der Berg and Greg Wilson. Hills hangs on as they come into the complex. Double left-hander into the right-hand sweep and up the hill. Let's see if he can hang on. Peter Hills looking for the first victory and looking for his first victory here at East London in a long, long time. It's going to be fantastic to see this. Here comes Janssen at him though. Lionel Janssen is side by side as they get into the brakes. Who's going to have what it takes into Beacon Corner? Hills had to be very late. He was. Hangs on as they come out of Beacon Corner now. It's a drag race to the line. Watch for the final pull out there from Lionel Janssen. Is it going to be Janssen? Is it going to be Hills? They're going to come to the line. Lionel Janssen will pull out. No, he's not close enough. He's not close enough. Peter Hills takes it from Lionel Janssen. And third, only just to Brandon Hills. Wow. So the Hills are hugging and pounding that podium in Formula V's. It's Peter Hills from Brandon Hills, 1 and 3, and in the middle of them, the meat and the sandwich, the Bull Securities car of Lionel Janssen. What a finish up there for Formula V's. Across the line, you can see Yusuf Kotza comes through there. Roy Douglas just behind him, driving from them in the association class. Sean van der Linde up there as well. Theo Vermaak, I think, might have still squeezed through there for the win in the association class. He might have got second there, I think, possibly to Sean van der Linde. But that's how we wrap things up here for Formula V's at the first outing for round 5 of the Extreme Festival. First cars on track, and what a battle they put on for us. So it's Peter Hills, Lionel Janssen, Brandon Hills, your top 3, ahead of Gert van der Berg, Greg Wilson, Sean van der Linde, Theo Vermaak, Yusuf Kotza, Roy Douglas, and CF de Toy coming through to make up the top 10. Unfortunately, Shrix, Ramchand, and Carl Watt with DNFs in race number 1. They've got 2 more races to come later on today. And that is our first race action of the day in the bag.